I'll be right. I'll be right back. I'm coming.
Why we're here. This is why we're here today. This is what we came to do because you guys are some of my favorites, and you're really my favorites not just because you're great performers, but both of you have
Huh?
embraced me and are helping me. Tasia, girl, where you at? You done froze up again.
Here I come.
Okay, but you guys are really,
I'm a, uh,
just in a personal way, help me get on, the path to this whole entertainment life. And so that's what I wanted to bring you guys on for, because you're not just, entertainers, but you guys have a whole lot going on. Okay, and here in the Dallas community and beyond. Okay, Tasia, let me know if you need me to shake you up a little bit, shake you loose, and just let you come back in, or whatever the case may be. But this I started without an introduction. This is your mother, honey, coming to you live on High Pink Pride Radio. Listen, honey, child, and of course on my own personal Facebook page. Please share the live if you are a follower of myself or Tasia the Assassin or Tammy Bell, because we're here today we're just here to chop it up. It's a little bit informal, but we just decided to have, a conversation about the state of the LGBT community. This is like our State of the Union address, to the people and all of that kind of thing, and not even the State of the Union, but the state of you, like what's going on with you. You just smashing all online. Okay, what you eating, girl? That look good.
Kool-Aid pickle.
Oh, you ain't even sharing.
Right.
Baby, listen. Baby, I had stopped at the Boudin lady last night.
The booty
And she has,
lady.
yeah, girl, you don't know about her.
I
Where
don't
she at?
know.
Where she at?
Girl, she got a food truck. It's called the Boot. It's called Boudin.
Baby,
Where she
because I
located?
love me some
Baby,
booty.
listen, she got Boudin egg rolls. She got Boudin balls. She got Boudin pasta.
I
Baby, yes,
need
ma'am.
all of that.
When I say Miss Mama gets down through there, and she sell a jar like this full of Kool-Aid pickles. Baby, and
Honey,
they chopped up. It's full of juice. They so good. The Kool-Aid is Kool-Aid. And
Kool-Aid.
I got the
The
sour.
Kool-Aid be Kool-Aid.
Yeah, the Kool-Aid is Kool-Aid. Do you hear me? And I got
Okay.
the sour corn, so I got the sour pickle.
Ooh, I'm gonna need
And
you to
baby,
bring
when I
some of
tell you,
those Friday.
You sound like me,
yes.
baby. You
Friday.
got your point. Your pop is on point.
What?
I
What?
need some of those
Listen,
Friday
I'm
in the
mad.
dressing room.
Listen, I'm mad because I'm only down to one pickle left.
Okay.
I'm gonna need you to bring them Friday in the meeting
All I
room.
Baby,
got is all I got is my little pack of edibles, so I'm gonna just roll with that.
All I got is something.
Some a little something, something. So guys, welcome y'all again. This is your girl, the evangelist, okay, where religion meets reality. We on High Pink Pride Radio today. My bro Tammy Bell is with me. Look, she done put out her next book. We're gonna talk about the next chapter of Unlocked Secrets. Hey EC, thank you for joining us. We had a ball last night at the lounge. Let me just make
yes, we
sure
did.
that I say that. And then we have the queen of the lounge, Tasia the Assassin, on here with us. You guys turned it out, and your mother had a good time. Bloomer wig back, child, all kind of stuff happened. I think everything that could happen last night did happen, but it was good, clean fun. Okay.
It
Yes, it
is.
was.
It
And
is.
that's what I love. That's what we're here to talk about. Because Tasia, I'm gonna kind of start with you a little bit because you are launching your entertainment brand, and I do want you to talk about that a little bit. But as far as like what you guys are trying to put out here for the community and for the world, because it's not just for the community, okay, but it starts in the community. So I want to know a little bit about that, about you. Tammy's been on my show before, but you have not. So I just want you to lead out, talk about whatever you want to talk about, and present it however you want to present it. Okay?
Um, okay.
I mean, do your
Cool
thing,
beans.
honey.
Well, cool
But
beans.
first, let me
Ah.
But first, I do want to play this, okay, this video, okay. And this is Tasia in action, y'all. Before we even get started, we're about to see Tasia in action, okay?
Oh,
Oh, wait.
That's you. That's you.
what video? Oh, girl. Yes.
I am changing.
I
I'll
love
be
y'all.
better than I am. I'm trying to find a way to understand. But I need you. I need you. Seeing everything so clear, I am changing. I'm gonna start right now, right here. I'm hoping to work it out, and I know that I can, but I need you. I need a hand. All of the life I've been a fool. Who said I could do it all alone? How many good friends have I already lost? And how many dark nights have I known? Walking down that road, there was nothing I could find. All the years of darkness can make a person alive. Now I can see I'm changing, trying every way I can. I'm changing. I'll be better than I am. But I need a friend to help me start all over again. That could be just fine. I know it's gonna work out this time. 'Cause this time I am. This time I am.
Come on, Tasia.
I'm getting my life together now. I'm changing. Yes, I know. I'm gonna start again. I'm gonna leave my past behind. I'll change my mind. I'll make it better. Nothing's gonna stop me now.
All right, give it up. That's my daughter, y'all. Good boy. Good job, baby. All right, y'all. Let's get
All right, y'all. Here we back. We back. My sister Krisha has also joined us. Thank you.
Hi.
Thank
Hey.
you. That was an awesome performance. Now,
EC
I
need
did
to jump
record
in on
last
this.
night.
EC need
Right.
to jump in. EC need to come on in. Come on in.
Send her the link if you want. Just make sure that everybody's muted while you're not talking. If you want to join the live, EC, you're definitely welcome to do that. Where'd Krisha go? But I love that performance, and you are a wonderful performer. So let's go up. Okay, so now you can take the floor. Tell us who is Tasia the assassin. Hello. And just give us a little background. Tell us as much or as little as you want.
Hi, everyone. I am Tasia the Assassin Lamore, formerly known as Diamond Duval. I took a couple years off to kind of, reconstruct myself, refine myself, and reinvent myself, and kind of rebrand who I am, and just kind of redefine what I am as a drag queen and what drag really means to me. With that being said, like, I really appreciate
when you say redefine. Okay, so what were you doing before? I want you to go into this now. I just want to put this question out there as far as what you were doing before that you're doing different now and how that fits into your rebranding. Go ahead.
I learned to balance life. Learning how to balance life was when I first came into drag, I was young. Oh, I was young. I was young. I was young.
How young?
But I had to hide it a lot. And then when I was old enough to just really come out, I confused drag with ordinary life and wanted to be a drag queen every day, all day. And to thus the point of wanting to feel like I wanted to become a trans woman to transition. But honey,
come on.
How many know God will send you a sign?
Won't he do
tell you what's for you is for you, and what ain't for you, he gonna slap you the far from you if you don't do it right.
Yes, ma'am.
So it was a couple times that was presented to me for me to go ahead and transition to be a full transitional woman. It just never touched my heart. Honey. It just never touched my heart. And so I started confused drag with everyday life, and the lines became blurred, and I lost myself. I'm gonna be honest, I lost myself to the streets. I lost myself to the drugs. I lost myself to the crazy shit, the mess, the drama, everything. And things started to spiral out too fast. Because, be honest, when I came into this field in life, I was green. I knew a lot. Because I was raised around old heads. But I was green as motherfucking morning baby grass.
Yeah.
Didn't know nothing. Thought I did, but I didn't. People that I let be roommates with me, slept with my boyfriend, homegirls that I thought
but it sounds so familiar because
we've been there.
Went through something.
Like a homegirl of mine, she was supposed to be my homegirl, stayed in the same apartments, found out she was sleeping with my man. Then, you know what I'm saying? Found out the girl downstairs was sleeping with my man. Then come to find out, I ended up messing with a guy I didn't even know, messing with him. Once I was messing with him, I was just like, okay, boom, 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 thinking we got it going on, thinking I was Miss It. Baby, I was feeling all cute and dandy, and find out, baby, he had a whole nother punk he was dating. Excuse me, I don't mean to talk about nobody LGBT community, but that's just how I talk. You know what I'm saying? And he was dating a whole nother queen on the other side of town. That, you know what I'm saying? I wore wigs and nails and hair, and when I went to the beauty shop and got my hair did, I went downstairs to the girl who did her at her kitchen and got my hair did. You know what I'm saying? I paid for my shit. But then here it is, you go on the other side of town in North Dallas to go sleep with this nigga who don't wear no wig, no hair, no makeup, no nothing. All he do is go get a fade and a haircut and scratch his ass and get glad.
Oh, wow. I bet that must have been confusing.
Yeah.
It was a slap in the face. It was a slap. People don't understand a lot of things become a slap in the face because you work so hard to become who you are and to become who you are. And when people treat you like shit, or people go outside of what they thought they was attracted to, because you are who you are. So I thought you was attracted to me and what I am. But then you go past me and then you ended up dating the opposite of me. How that work?
Right.
How that work? And I
definitely want to get into that because the issue of being trans and having those surgeries and making those decisions is really, really at the top of, the national conversation right now. And, people have their opinions, you know, and one thing that, of course, with my ministry is, of course, with counseling trans, gender questioning, youth, adults, families. And so, there needs to be those conversations, that guidance. Like you said, you were out here green and didn't really have anybody that was outside of the community that you were working in. Were you looking
No,
at as far as the community that you were in, what was the consensus as far as you transitioning?
I mean, as far as me being around people, I was around a lot of people who were transitioning, who were trying to transition, who were trying to become women. But all I wanted to do was just become a drag queen, because some of the people that were transitioning, they were people that were drag queens. They were people that did shows. So I got being a drag queen confused with transitioning. Oh, I'm gonna be a drag queen, so I gotta transition. That's what I thought, and I just didn't understand that, because I'm like, no shade to nobody, but I don't want to cut my thing off. I like it.
Right. Okay.
Can I chime in on that when y'all get done?
I don't want a pair of, you know what I'm saying? No shade. I don't want a pair of titties. For real. The ones I got now from boy titties, they hot and sweaty, and they be, baby, can't breathe with these. Be feeling like I be about to choke. So, you know what I'm saying? So my thing is, I'm already having a struggle as a fat boy as it is, and then turn around and try to have those body elements of becoming a girl. You know what I'm saying? I have experienced to come across transgender women who have transitioned and say they wish they never done it.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I have, the thing is, it's like everything isn't for everybody. It doesn't belong for everybody. But the thing is, the one thing I can say is, after all of that, taking a step back, and really not taking a step back from me, but taking a step back from the world, taking a step back from the life, taking a step back from Facebook, taking a step back from the friends, the crew, the hangy posse, the get high crew, baby. Let's do the drug crew. Let's get rid of all of that.
Right.
I don't want to work, but we'll prostitute all day long. Crew, let's get away from that.
Oh my Lord.
Oh, let's talk about it. See, I'm transparent, baby. I'm very transparent. And once you move away from all of that, and you get to a place where you're by yourself, and once you get to a place of being by yourself, you allow God to talk to you, and you start questioning, what am I doing? What am I doing?
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? What am I doing? Like, what do I have going on? You know what I'm saying? So after taking about 7 years off, 7 years off from drag, no hair, no nails, nothing. I just got to know Randy. I got to not Tasia, not Diamond. I got to know Randy again. Okay. Because I lost Randy. I had to find Randy. I don't care about the personas. I don't care about the stage names. I had to go find Randy. And I had to go pick Randy up, because somewhere along the line I dropped Randy off and I had done abandoned him.
Wow.
That's true.
That's quite
that's
quite a realization, because one thing about being a performer in this oh wait, hold on. Sorry. One thing about being a performer, in this life, is that sometimes you might get your stage presence mixed up with what's actually really going on in your life, and you try to cater to that image and cater to the expectation of what you're doing. You're doing a 3 to 7 minute song. Life is 24 hours a day, right?
That is
and yes, and that was the thing. I got confused, because my original name coming into drag was Diamond Duval. I was, you know what I'm saying, I love you too. I am, and forever will be Pocahontas Duval's child.
Okay.
Whether I am a boy or a girl, I will forever be her child. And I started off as her daughter. And the thing with Poca is, and I love my mama to death. And the reason she is my mama is because she has always kept it 100% real with me.
Right.
Give a damn about how pretty you are. I don't give a damn about how cute and how talented you could twirl a show. When that is done, bills still got to be paid.
Right.
Rent still gonna come. Car notes still got to be paid. You gotta have a roof over your head. You can't live on nobody's couch all day, every day of your life. You can't live in nobody's basement or extra room.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if that's what you want to do, then more power to you. But every grown person, if you ain't married or in a relationship, you deserve your own place.
Mm-hmm.
With your own rules to do your own business or whatever the fuck you want to do in your home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And once I took a step back,
mm-hmm.
I didn't have no job. I'll tell you, I was running with the hose. Okay. I'm gonna say it honestly, I was running with the hose. I was running with the girls making a coin. Was. Right. But once I took a step back, I learned, reevaluated myself, got myself together, and eventually, in that process of getting myself together, I found love. I got married. I got happy. I got fat.
That's what
I leveled up. I learned some things. I created some things. I created 2-3 businesses of my own.
Okay.
Things I operate, you know what I'm saying? I have several licenses and stuff. I became an ordained minister. Like, there were several things that I accomplished when I got back to Randy.
Okay.
So I tell people that song particular, and it was crazy that you chose that. That particular song that you chose, for me, it is look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Every bit and piece of me. Look at me. The good, the bad, the ugly, the worst, the happy, the joy, the great. Look at it. The scared, the afraid, the long, the disappointment. Look at it all. The depression. Look at it. Look at it. Because when you look at it, then you know I'm just like you.
Yeah.
True.
And I'm no better than you.
And that's the main thing, that any of us that have gone through anything, any of us that are going through any journey, I think that the central part of that is to let other people know, I get it, I understand, I've been there, and if I can get through it, you can get through it. You know, like anything that I've done, I never wanted to seem like it's something so outstanding that yes, it's outstanding that I was able to get to it, but I wanted to bring it down to the fact that, you know what, you can do it too. I want people to look at me and say, if she can do it, I can do it. Okay. She's a regular person. Sounds like we done been through some of the same stuff. This is not undoable. I can get the victory, and then just knowing that somebody else went through the same thing that you might, or something similar. That's one reason why you share your testimony in the first place, right?
Walking testimony.
Most definitely, like, do not get me wrong. Life ain't been no baby. Life ain't been no silver platter handed plate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Life has never been no silver plate, has never been no guarantee. When you are born to this world, you don't get to pick who cat you come out of.
That's true.
You don't get to pick. You come out, whoever cat or stomach you come out of, when you come out, you come out. Mm-hmm. Whatever blood run through your veins, run through your veins. But it's when you get to this point of knowing what you know, it is up to you to make those decisions and those choices. I'm sorry, I'm a firm believer in the word of God, the rightly divided word of God, the rightly truthful.
Yes.
Word of God. Not that added mess, not that halfway mess, not that attached mess. Listen,
Mhm.
I believe in the word, and the word says when the child becomes into the knowledge of knowing who God is, what God is, and how God is, it is
Mm.
up to the child.
Yeah.
And some of y'all kids be smart at the age of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old.
Mhm.
That means it is up to your child to choose the destiny. God already know what you're gonna choose. God already know what you're gonna do.
Right.
But God just want to see what kind of decisions you gonna make. I hate when people say, "Oh, I'm going through." Listen, we all go through, baby.
Mm-hmm.
We all go through. We all been hurt. We all been lied on. We all been cheated. We all been disappointed. We all been depressed. We all been put down. We all been talked about. We all been abused. But I know a man.
Hello. Oh,
Yeah.
don't have you gonna have
I know a man.
okay.
I
Yes.
woo.
Come on.
I'm sorry, but that made me emotional because I know a man who died for all of that. Who died for all of that. So that it could get better. And that it will get better.
Mm-hmm.
Depression does not last always. Heartache don't last always. See, people always think, "Ooh, because I got cancer, I got HIV, I got this, I got that, I'm going to die like that." Okay, so God knew.
Yeah.
God knew before it even happened. God knew it was going to happen. God designed you and meant for it to happen that way.
Yes.
God say, "I will heal you." But you got to understand, God said, "I will heal you in this life or the next."
Come on.
So that means if you don't get it here, you don't get it right here, you don't get your healing right here, then guess what? When God called you to glory, you got your healing.
That is true.
So guess what? When you leave here, I don't want nobody to say, "Oh, he was this person. Oh, he was that person." No. When I leave, I want to say, "Oh yeah, we knew Randy. We knew Tasia.
Mm-hmm.
We knew that the fact that, baby, that was a great entertainer. That was a great person. I want my name to be worthy."
Yes. Yes.
I can do a lot. I can do a lot. I can do a lot. I can drag down. I can drag the house to food. I definitely can.
Yes.
But I want my name when I leave here. My name to mean something.
Yes.
Yes.
That's why I work hard as I do. That's why I try to involve myself as much as I possibly can where I can. No, I don't. Don't get me wrong. I have a great mother. I have a great Adonis is my dad.
Mm-hmm.
Vay and Sean are my fathers. Pocahontas is my mother. Sally is my grandmother. Wanda is my granny. I can use all this stuff to my advantage. Amani them are my aunties. Kenny them are my aunties. I can use this to my advantage, but I don't.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I don't. Why? Because they are where they are because they put in the work.
Yes. Yes.
There you go.
You're absolutely. I'm glad that you put that out there because, and also you made a post the other day about the drag family, and we're right there. What Paris is Burning is one of my favorite movies, but that's the tradition, and that's one thing. I hope Ebony is still watching EC. That's one thing I like about the lounge because it still does give you that old school flavor. Back when we was hiding out in the barns and having, well, I never did that, but back when they was hiding out in the barns having their parties, they couldn't go together to the to the concerts and things and be with their mate. So that's kind of where the female impersonation and impersonation of the the stars and the singers began, and that's one thing that I like about that entertainment because it does remember that part of LGBT history and how we even got started, that whole
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't remember that because two gay men were together back in the 40s and 50s, that one gay man would actually dress like a whole woman just to go out with this man.
Right. That's history, and that's a part of history number one that we do need to have. And I'm so glad that you mentioned about being an ordained minister because I think that those of us that are in the LGBT community need to let the community know that we are here and that we understand. Even your testimony about transitioning, there's so many in the community that need that testimony. You know, that because everything is so secretive and undercover, and people are not being honest and being real. The things about the genitalia being cut off and you never having the use of it or feeling of it or anything, like what's the point if you're going to lose the feeling and all that kind of stuff. So these are things that people that our people out here need to understand, those physical effects, because in heaven there's no male and female. Okay, so this is the part of the spirituality, and I wanted to talk about the state of spirituality in the LGBT community, that we need to have these conversations so that we can be real with people and show people how to be who they are, you know, regardless of the packaging, right?
Can I speak? Can I say something?
Yes, please go
Okay,
ahead.
so this is where a lot of people get it twisted as far as when they're saying people transcending. They're getting it confused with them when it's a self-identity. It has nothing to do with sexual. And a lot of people do not get that. That's what they identify as. Nothing to do with them being sexually, not nothing in them to do with trying to go out there and get the biggest as they can. That's what they look in the mirror and they see. Like, you look in the mirror, you see you. They might look in the mirror and see somebody different. It's a difference between sexual identity and self-identity, and a lot of people get it confused. You know, so I just wanted to put that on out there.
You're
And you
absolutely
know what?
right.
And I was gonna say you're absolutely right with that, because sexual identity is the fact that one, you feel more, if say for instance, oh, I feel more masculine when I'm sexual. When I want to have sex and be intimate, I feel more masculine. So you feel like a dude. So you feel manly. You know what I'm saying? You're more masculine, but then some people are more sensual and subtle and, you know what I'm saying, more caressing. Also, you're the soft one. Oh, okay. Get it. Because guess what? Me, I'm sorry. I identify as a boy, a man, dude, guy, him. But I also identify as they, we, me, our. Because some days I wake up, I feel very manly. Some days I wake up, I just feel as pussy and cunt as my wife. I swear I do. But that's because that's the feminine energy that my wife brings. When my wife is in a room, when she's around, she's a lady. Yes, my wife is, I'm married to a whole trans woman. My wife is trans. I support her in every step that she's taken, everything that she has done, everything, choice that she's making now going into the future of what she's doing with her transition. I support her all the way. Why? Because even when we were kids, we dated when we were kids. 15, 16 years old, we were dating. And even before her transition, I still never saw her as a guy, as a boy. I saw her as a girl, because the aura she gave, the presence that she gave off was thus of a girl, thus of a woman, thus of his feminine energy. It was nothing manly or mannish at all. So it was like, this is a girl. So once she decided to transition, for me, it was like,
Right.
okay.
No,
So,
Brian.
okay.
It's
Like
another
that.
thing. It's another thing in this community. We want to put everybody in a box, yet we are quick to say that the outside world do not understand us, but we're quick to judge each other. We want to put everybody in this little safe box. Oh, them two men, they're gay. Okay, so why would you transgender to be a woman but end up dating a male? Like, we are so judgmental when we are each other's worst critics in this community right here.
And that's what, because it always ends up breaking down to be a matter of aesthetics. Who has boobs? Who has? It's all about the body parts, and it's not about the body parts. You know, it's like we were saying earlier. It's about the whole person. It's about the self identity of who you are just as a person, regardless of what you have going on. Because some of us that have what we have going on be trying to do stuff all kind of. I was just looking at a tummy tuck this morning. Okay, so
You better know it. I sure was looking at no job. So girl, we ain't playing,
Girl,
but
I was looking at some lipo. I'm tired of being out of
I'm just saying. I mean, right?
listen,
Don't we have enough body image
Yeah, we
problems,
do.
to be worried about, some more stuff when all of that comes from the inside, from you connecting yourself to the creator and understanding that you're fearfully and wonderfully made. Okay, that he knit you together in your mother's womb. He knows all the hairs on your head, but coming into the realization of who you are as a person, you can take all of the reins off as far as the gender is concerned,
And that's another thing.
because
as
if that be the case about the gender and the roles and stuff that are assigned, who would have thought that a trans woman would be married to a whole drag queen?
And it's a lot, and and the thing about it is, there's actually a lot of that in the community as far as the union, but people don't say,
No.
If
Let me
I'm
tell you something. People
go ahead.
People are afraid.
Mm-hmm.
People are afraid.
To
The
say
world is afraid. And when
Yeah.
you are afraid of something, the way human nature works is once we're afraid of something, our first instinct is to do what? Destroy.
Destroy.
The instinct doesn't kick in to study, to know, to ask questions, to find out. The first instinct is destroy.
Mhm.
Look at God.
Right.
Look at Jesus. Look at God. God sent his only son to the world that people did not understand. People did not have no clue of how this young boy at 12 years old was in the synagogues with preachers and teachers and scholars and dignitaries, and he knew more than them.
Mm-hmm.
He knew exactly where stuff was and how stuff was, and they couldn't even explain it. He knew how stuff ended and started and began it, and they couldn't explain it.
Right.
But
And
his
that's
mama
what we
did.
need, Tasia, in this community is people like yourself and and myself who know the word and have the reach to be able to deliver the word to a person to where it can really they can understand in their heart, so that they don't have to, do anything that they don't want to do, but to be able to have the courage, to change the things that they can, to change the things that's going to make them what they and line up with that as far as in their mind. Okay. Now
I'm gonna say this,
Mhm.
and I'm quiet.
No, you could.
Hurt people hurt people.
Mm-hmm.
You can't help me heal if you ain't healed yourself.
Right.
That's what that is.
Mm-hmm.
You can't help me deal if you ain't dealt your own hand.
And you have to be able to say, you have to have that testimony. What the words say, we overcome by the words of our testimony, and life and death lie in the power of our tongue. So not only can we overcome, but we can give somebody else, the gift of life, number one, of real life, new life, true life, okay, and death to all of the things that the enemy tries to put against us that cause us to not live in our true selves and live up to our true potential and all that. And I love your aesthetic and what you bring. I was always a fan of RuPaul's Drag Race, okay? And so sometimes the judges, they would be a little bit harsh with the queens, right? And they would say something, well, are you a queen or are you a man in a dress? Okay. And I think that I like that because you are a queen, but you're a man in a dress, and you make that clear, with the whole beard thing and everything, making that clear. Facebook,
And
there's more of that going around. Did you start a trend? Or did you follow one?
To be honest, once I took a step back and started reevaluating myself and had to come to terms that I like Randy. Once I got to that place of liking myself and finding myself, being married and stuff, like me and my wife talked about me doing drag, and I had talked to her about that I wanted to do it, and she just was like, she just thought it was talk. So once I actually started getting back into it and started actually doing it, I came back as Brother Mouth Almighty as a boy, which I was first called Brother Mouth Almighty.
I remember.
Which Brother Mouth Almighty was just me as a boy, just being loud, outrageous, and crazy as normal. But that's really not my aesthetic. I'm not a loud, crazy, outrageous person. Like, if you're around me and you know me, I smoke most of the time. I smoke left and right. Like, I think I'm kin to Snoop Dogg or something, because I smoke every day, all day, period, point blank. And literally, if you sit around me, all I like to do is sing, drag, smoke, eat, travel. All the extra.
I think that's why. I think that's how you got me. I think that's where we connected.
No, because once I got back to Randy and got rid of the drugs, got rid of the extra, the crowd, the people, I just really truly got back to the fact that some people might call me boring, but I don't like to do all that extra stuff. And so once I got married and got back to drag, and me and my wife decided that I decided I would go back to drag, because she didn't know what I was gonna do at first. She was second guessing it. She was like, "Girl, I don't know." Like, wait a minute. I married a man, not a drag queen. What's happening here? What's going on? I don't know what's happening. What you doing? What you doing? What you doing? What you doing? But my wife, she was, and I love my wife because she's one of my biggest supporters. Like, before the world sees me, she sees me.
Right.
And so I was just like, oh, I don't know. And I came back out, and as Brother Mouth coming back out, it was crazy, but it got me back in the door. It got me back into places. And then Tasia was born.
Okay.
And when Tasia was born, a beast was created.
Girl,
ain't nobody do Tasia like you. Ooh.
I literally think I give Tammy gonna need to start paying me a monthly fee of $25.99 for taking her to the gym.
Okay.
Be trying to record, be like, hold on.
Tammy be trying to record me, and I take Tammy through the motions, because when I was taught drag, when I was raised around drag queens, I was raised around, shout out, no shade to no one, but shout out to Erica Starr and their families. Shout out to Simone, the Sawyers, the Toyas, and shout out to, you know what I'm saying, the PTs, one of them in their early days. Shout out to Jordan Malone, you know what I'm saying, Sweet Me, and all of them. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Sally, shout out to Colexis, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Fantasia. All these people, and some, you know what I'm saying? A couple of those people I named, 2, 3 of those people I named were passed away, gone on. Shout out to Silky, and you know what I'm saying? Those girls, these were people that I seen growing up. You know what I'm saying? These were people that I knew. Shout out to Bowlegs. You know what I'm saying? This is somebody I seen as a kid. I'm growing up, but I see you not too far older than me. You know what I'm saying? Doing these things. Like, I know of the where I'm from, we used to call him Punk Carrie, Miss Kitty. You know what I'm saying? Punk Kennedy. Like, these people that I knew these were, no shade, they were men, but they were women. They were the ones I seen walk around with wigs on, and these were the one, Miss Lisa Fox in South Dallas. These were the ones I seen first men and stuff that I knew with pair of titties and stuff that sat on their chest. You know what I'm saying? That lived as a woman. These were the people that I knew I seen every day. You know what I'm saying? These people know my parents, my birth parents. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it was never being a judgmental zone, but I learned how to drag from these people.
Absolutely. And those are some I'm telling you, I'm just trying to be in the mix.
And my granny, and I don't care until the God take me home and take me and I have my last breath. I will always say Sally Duvall will forever and always be.
She is.
See, and that's the thing about it. See, I'm 53, and when I came out around the time that all of them were they're doing their thing, starting out. All the names that you named, honey. I saw them at the Raps Wave, wherever they was at, you know. And
Yeah.
so but that's one of the things that Hot Pink Radio is here for, to pay tribute to these Dallas legends, you know what I'm saying? And to put them out there in such a way that shows that they're true entertainers in how they have maintained over these years and birthed so many new creations of people like yourself, Tasia, who are out and loud, and you are everything that you're supposed to be, not holding anything. You know that song, since you wanted to have church, withholding nothing is what really bring that's what really comes to mind when we start getting into people's hearts and letting them know they don't have to withhold any part of themselves from God. You know, forget about what man is talking about. You don't have to withhold who you are from God, because he is the one. He knows you. He knows your name. Come on. Oh, all the songs coming up. Tasia, we're gonna have to have a church service for real, okay? But that's what the people are wanting. Honestly, PG asked me about it last night. That's what the people are wanting. There are affirming churches out there. Yes, there are. But people are wanting the spirit, okay? The spirit and
Yeah.
truth, not the religion, okay?
The
People are
spirit.
I don't listen. I've gotten to a point in my life where my adopted dad, he is a bishop, and I love my daddy to death.
Mhm,
But am I a member of his church? Am I on his books? Yeah,
mhm.
because I'm a part of my daddy. So wherever he ministers at, I'm a part of wherever he goes. But do I occur to just sit inside the church the whole day, be there the whole service? No, no, I don't. No, I don't. And that was another thing I had to discover with rebranding Tasia and rebranding myself as a
Mhm.
person and finding Randy. Like Randy loved church, but I love God way more.
Right.
And that's
I
true.
love God way more. I ain't got to go to the building to break down. I ain't got to go to the building and shout. I don't even need no organ, no keyboard to shout, baby.
Okay.
Because listen, let me tell you something. Well,
Baby, it's
church I come
always a
from, and
shout
how
on the wind,
church,
honey.
church how I grew up and came from, baby. We ain't have none of that.
Come on.
This all we had. That's
Yes,
all we had.
that's it.
You know what I'm
That's
saying? Couple rub board. You know what I'm saying? That's what we
Okay,
had.
some
Couple drum
tambourine,
sets. You know what I'm
maybe.
saying? Listen,
Heads
and
and
we
feet.
made it do what it do. But
Okay.
the thing is, I say all that to say this. It's just once I rebranded myself to discover who I was,
Hmm.
I discovered a lot about my personal self.
Right.
And I discovered who I was, what I was, and I discovered I am fearfully and wonderfully made,
That's right. Hmm.
walking in the favor of Christ.
Yes.
Whether any person like me, deal with me, or be bothered with me, I am just the way God made me. I may not be where I want to be. I may
Hmm.
not even be how I want to be looked at and how I want to be.
Hmm.
But I'm right where I need to
Right
be,
where you need to
and
be.
I'm sure right at where I have. I'm sure
Okay.
right at the place that God got me at.
Yes, right. And you
So
sound
guess
like
what?
somebody, grandma child. Yes,
Let me
you
tell you
do.
something. God say He won't never leave you nor forsake
And
you.
that's the
But
truth.
we leave God and we
Mhm.
forsake God. We let God hand go and we walk away and we disappoint God. We slap God in the face. God don't do us like that. Because even when we wrong on certain situation level, God still got our back. He
Still got
still look out for us. Not being funny. Some of you folks that don't know what sleeping outside is, let me tell you something, baby, it ain't cute.
no, it's
It's
not.
nervous. You have to look over your shoulder every 15, 20 minutes. Have to make sure you find a decent place to hide yourself. Hide your things because people will rob you outside, baby. I done it. Slept in a car. I done it.
Hmm.
Slept with somebody for some money. I done it. Everybody's struggle ain't the same. Everybody's situation ain't the same. But baby, let me tell you something.
Ooh-wee.
Those that have been down the road to know how good God is, I don't care whether I'm inside of a drag show. I don't care whether I'm inside of a club or not. If I feel the need, if you invite me to your show, I'm sorry. Don't let it be on no Sunday, because if it's on the Sunday, you better hope and pray I don't go and dig out old good gospel number. And if I pull out old gospel number, I'm going to go down home gospel, because I want to make sure that I tell a story about how good my God is. Do you hear me? Listen, I had to catch myself. I felt it on preaching me rile up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We need that, Tasha. So don't ever let it go anywhere, because you know and so let me move forward then and reintroduce to y'all. Y'all know Tammy Bell, and Tammy is the one that introduced me to you and said this is gonna be a great connection, sis. And so I'm praise God for the connection.
Thank you.
Because of that, because we do have the same spirit, okay, and because we have the same goal to be who we are and to spread God's word, truth, and message. And so, Tammy, of course, we're celebrating now that you have completed your 4th book, okay, for the Unlocked Secrets series that tells some fact, some fiction, a little bit of hybrid, you know, about how your life, how you grew up. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and take over after this, okay? Right after this. These is like our commercials, y'all.
Okay.
So here we go. We're gonna watch Tammy perform here.
In this river that I've been washing my hands in forever, I know there is hope in these waters, but I can't bring myself to swim when I am drowning in this silence, baby. Let me go. Baby, I was still a child. Didn't get the chance I had no time to choose what I chose to do. So go when we are both so deeply stuck in our ways. You can't deny how hard I've tried. I changed who I was to put you both first, but now I give up. Go easy on me, baby. I'm still a child. Didn't get the chance to feel the world around me. I had no time to choose what I chose to do. So go easy on me. Hello, it's me. I was wondering if after all about the years you lied to me to go over everything. They say the time's supposed to heal you, but I ain't done much healing. Hello, can you hear me? I'm in California dreaming about who we used to be when we were younger and free. I've forgotten how it felt before the world fell at our feet. There's such a difference between us and the million miles. Never from the other side. I must have come 1,000 times to tell you I'm sorry for everything that I've done. But when I call you, never seem to be home. Hello from the outside. At least I can say that I tried to tell you I'm sorry for breaking your heart, but it don't matter. Clearly doesn't tear you apart anymore. How are you? It's so typical of me to talk about myself. I'm sorry. I hope that you will. Did you ever make it out of that town when nothing ever happened? It's no secret. The both of us are running out of time. So hello from the other side. I must have come 1,000 times to tell you I'm sorry for everything that I've done. But when I call you, never seem to be home. Down from the outside, at least I can say that I tried to tell you I'm sorry for breaking your heart, but it don't matter. Clearly doesn't tear you apart
All right. All right, y'all. All right. I love that performance, and it's so evolved of you. Because, I mean, your performance have never lacked intensity. Hold on. Uh-oh. My bad. But you've changed. You've definitely changed your your style of music, and the performances that you do. And so I'm just really glad to see the growth personally. And so we're gonna be talking about, that was like a traditional drag king performance. You had the
Yeah,
beard and everything, and and all that.
yeah.
So how has your transition been, like I say, over the last couple years?
Okay, so a little background. I started doing shows in 1997. I was
Mhm.
like barely legal, 17, 18, doing
Mhm.
shows. I also, like Tasia, I had to take a break, a mental break, to rediscover me and get me right, because I'm giving y'all 7 to 8 minutes of me, but when I'm off that stage, I still have to deal with life. So I had to learn to balance the two. That's the
Mhm.
reason why over the years my style and music has changed, the way I
Mhm.
perform changed, because it's growth. I had to grow. I had to learn to detach my personal feelings from the stage. I had
Mhm.
to learn to be in my own box, the type of music that I like to listen to, take a chance on me. That's why
Mhm.
I tell everybody there's a difference between an entertainer and a performer. A performer will get out there and do whatever song they think everybody else want to hear and do the popular song. An entertainer is going to put you inside of their world. They're going to introduce you to a style of music or a different song that have you wondering at the end of the night, I never heard that song. What is that? Who sung that?
Mhm.
And you have a lot of people, a lot of entertainers who are stuck in certain boxes because they're more worried about what everybody else going to think about the certain music that they do. And I heard a
Mhm.
lot of times people like, man, you do country, you do rock, you do gospel, I do whatever. You get what I'm saying? I'm all around with it. And a lot of times people like it. Sometimes it's a hit and miss, but I mean, it is what it is. I have to do what I feel.
Right. Absolutely. And so that's one reason that also I wanted you to come, because not only has your journey included changing up your performances and your performance style, it's also led you to this series of books from Unlocked Secrets. Now, we've talked about book 1 through 3, but you have now recently released chapter 4. So let's talk about that.
Okay, so we talked about 1 and 2. I just dropped 3. I'm gonna say 4 months ago,
Okay.
and right now I'm in the process of to drop my fourth book, but it's not a part of the Unlocked Secrets. It's um a journal. It's like a daily journal that I took for like of my 44 years of living. The things that
Mhm.
I couldn't write or open up about in my book, I took it and I put it in like poetry forms, meme forms, inspirational, things for people to deal with, like a daily journal. So the name
Mhm.
of that's fit to drop is called Unmuted Voices. Y'all know it's hard to put a mute on my voice. It's hard to get me
Well,
to shut
that's
up.
good. That's good because, silence is deadly, I think,
Yes,
and
yes.
silence can be deafening, okay? And it can keep you trapped, like you said, in
Yes.
a box. It can keep you, doing things that are not beneficial for you, doing things that are not, pushing your message ahead. Okay. So in writing, what has that done as far as um, pushing your message, and does it make you more open in the community for people to come to you and ask for advice or seek any kind of guidance?
To me, my writing has freed me.
Hmm.
Um, it simple. It freed me. Um, a lot of times people mistake, like I do shows and stuff like that. Like I'm just this old, all energetic person, but really, I tell anybody I'm a popular loner. I
Hmm.
stay to myself. I'm kind of standoffish. I sit back and I observe. If anything, my writing has gave the silent me a voice,
Hmm.
because I write, I'll text or whatever. I'm really not the type of person that like to talk on the phone. You'll get a text from me before we really talk.
Hmm.
So my writing has gave me a voice that I thought I had lost a long time ago. So
Hmm.
that's what my writing did. It freed me.
All right. Well, you know what? That's actually what the whole, the this show, and even, my ministry itself, is to have those of us here, in the LGBT community, especially Dallas. Dallas is my home. I was born here, and but this community here, we have such a unique community and a unique opportunity, to really open up the doors, open up the gates of heaven, really.
Yes.
Okay. and pour out, allow the Spirit of God to pour from us into other people and help people in the community heal, from the youngest to the oldest, because there's a lot of things that were birthed in our community based on toxicity. Okay.
Yes.
Based on abuse, some of the things that you talked about in Unlocked Secrets, some of the things I'm sure that you're talking about in Unmuted Voices, but we need those stories.
We
Okay.
do.
We need them out there to let people know that they're not alone, and that there is help, there is healing, and there is wholeness.
And
Right.
that's what it is. It starts with you. See, the thing about this community, why I think it's a repeat cycle of broken people,
Mhm.
because we don't give ourselves time to heal. We think the cure for a broken heart is to go and find somebody else. So what
Mhm.
you're doing, you're carrying that dead weight onto that new relationship, which
Mhm.
that probably was a good person before you effed them up, because you brought that toxicity, what you were going through with you. Women, I don't know, it's the attachment, the fear of being alone, the just need the companionship. We are afraid to be alone.
Mhm.
And when you are alone, that's that time for you to self-reflect, take a look at yourself, and and be like, maybe it was me. Maybe it wasn't all of them. What is it in me that keeps attracting me to the same people? A
Right.
lot of people are praying for somebody good, but you have a lot more people that's praying out for your brokenness. You're bitter. They don't want you healed. The worst thing you can
PREY.
tell somebody
Mhm.
is, I'm trying to get me right so I can heal. They don't want you to heal. They want you just the way you are, because they're stuck. Your
Mhm.
brokenness makes them feel empowerment
Right.
about their fucked up
Mhm.
ways.
Right. Well, you know what? The thing about it is, and then we're gonna go ahead and pull off. Oh, Tasia came back. Thank you, Tasia, for coming back. But the thing about that is that we have to show people where their brokenness, has stagnated them, and where the healing can actually push them forward into a greater destiny,
True.
because that's the whole thing, to keep to get people from being stuck in toxic cycles and things like that, where they're not really doing anything, other than just getting a day older every day.
And that's it, man. People think wisdom come with you getting older. It's a lot
Mhm.
of old dummies. It's a lot
It's
of
a lot
old
of
people.
old fools.
It
Yes.
is a lot of old fools. You can be stuck in your own way. You could be blocking your own blessing. If I tell you the Tammy that you see now, you didn't see that 10 years ago.
Mhm.
I was so broken, so bitter. I thought God had left me, the world forsaken me. I didn't trust anybody. I was just so messed up mentally, and
Mhm.
still trying to love somebody, trying to give them something that I was incapable of giving them because I never felt it myself.
Right. You couldn't give it
So,
to
yeah.
yourself.
So I thought, like, okay, maybe this person can fix me, but you
Mhm.
can't fix me. You can't fix me. Can't
Let's talk
nobody
about
fix
that
me.
part. Because from the other side, hello, okay,
Yes.
from the other side, believing that you can actually get into a relationship with a person and that person has the power to heal you. That right there that's where we kind of lose it, because we're putting what we should be putting on God, we're
Mm-hmm.
putting it on somebody else. What we
Yes.
should be asking for from God, we're putting it on somebody else and making it their responsibility, not only their responsibility, but also their failure when you don't heal,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
I tell everybody, they're like, when they see people in new relationships, oh, she has a glow about herself. He got her glowing. No, it's not the person that she with that has her glowing. God
Mhm.
has her glowing.
Mhm.
She's finally at peace with herself.
Mhm.
I know a lot of people that's glowing that's miserable.
Okay.
So
Because you can get it from this product called
I know a lot of people faking it.
you can get an artificial glow, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You
Welcome
sure
back,
can.
Tasia.
You can get an offensive glow and they still be ugly.
Okay.
That's what that is. But It's just like a repeat cycle of just brokenness. And when you have people like me, you and Tasia, we speak our mind. We don't hold anything back. We are the one that they call the outsiders. I've been called a troublemaker for speaking my mind. And I'm for
weirdos. That's where what was that
weirdos.
What was that movie that said we're the weirdos?
Yeah.
We are the weirdos. And that's fine. That's fine because most people of God are seen that way. Okay. Yeah. Most people of God are seen as weird, or some other word that is synonymous with weird. I don't even want to go down through the list and get that negative energy involved. But it's not weird. It's a uniqueness. It's a unique quality that that causes people to be interested in your weirdness, to find out why you weird like that.
Yeah.
But then to also discover that weirdness comes from really a place of the freedom to even be that weird. Yes. Okay. Because so many times people are so, dead set on fitting a mold, keeping up with the Joneses, doing, having what this one have and doing it like they did it and where, that type of thing. But when you have people that are actually, healed enough to be themselves, to be genuine and authentic, then they stick out like a sore thumb, right?
And that's what that is. To backdoor from what Tasia was saying, I know how it feels to be homeless. I know how it feels to sleep in a car, sleep in abandoned homes, hop in cars with people hoping and praying that you made it back. So when you see me smiling, when you see me outspoken, I've earned this. I've earned it. And the thing about it, even the people that hurt me along the way, I don't even blame them because that was a part of God's test. They were supposed to treat me the way they treated me, take me through what they were supposed to treat me. I can't sympathize with myself. That was a part of my test. And I said this the other night. A lot of people, you want to believe in God, but you don't want to believe in the good and the bad. Okay, so you believe in God, you should also know there are demons that do take over people. And their job is to what? Destroy. So whatever you're working hard and trying to run away from, or what you're trying to build, their job is to destroy it. So I can't get mad at them if they wake up and that's what their job is.
Right. And that's really a universal law. Sometimes people claim it for a religious truth, but that's a universal law. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. But, so it's like if there's good, there's also evil. And sometimes people don't want to believe in either one of them, but you have to know, and it could be, I feel like, of course, I'm a woman of God, so I always feel like the odds are in our favor, even if there's more of them than there are of us, because the Bible said 1 will chase 1,000 and 2 will chase, 10,000. Numbers don't really bother me as far as the number of people. It's just that those many who are called also take the step to be chosen. And it's not about God choosing you. It's about you choosing God. God chose you when he made you.
And that's what that is. And a lot of people run away. And, you wonder why a lot of people that have calling on their lives, they go through so much. They are actually walking testimonies because God chose you at birth. And a lot of people run from that. We run from that because society, like you said, calls us weird. How can you be gay and speak so freely of God? How can you be gay and every time you post or you bringing God into the club? Like I told you when I first hooked up with you and you want to do a show, I said you have to do what you want to do. Forget them. And the thing about it, bring God to them. You don't know what a person going through. You don't know how hard of a day they having. Okay, so they said that church music makes the club, brings it down. No, it doesn't. Every time I seen any entertainment, a gospel song in the show, you have people breaking down. You have people going through. Sometimes you have to get out, put in the work, and bring God to them. And our community don't like that because they feel like it's hitting their pockets.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. But I'm, that's one thing when we were talking about the old queens, the older queens. I ain't so old, honey, because they looking good, okay? But the older queens have always, PT, Kennedy, Miss Wanda, they've always done gospel in the club. You know, they've always brought it in. And so to me, for someone at this point to say that it's not welcome, it's only because it's not welcome for them. Okay.
I had somebody that they made sure when they set up the group, they said no gospel numbers. And I kindly said, you know what? I have to do what's on my heart that night. If God told me that I needed to do this song and get this out, I'm gonna do it. Either that or you don't want me on your show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't want to be a part of nothing that God is not a part of. And I'm a firm believer of it.
Absolutely. Wow. Y'all, this has been Tasia, are you having technical difficulties? Are you not able to come back on?
No, I'm here.
It's fine. Go ahead.
No, I had to take care of some husbandly duties real quick.
Right.
But I'm still here. I'm still listening. Most definitely, a lot of people, I will say this, a lot of people are afraid to be transparent.
Mm-hmm.
And when you are afraid to be transparent, that's where you get some of the mistakes and some of the craziness of people not wanting to be on your show or be a part of your show. Because I'm not gonna lie, I did a gospel number on the show and I was just like, well, I don't know how people gonna feel about this girl, but this is where I'm at right now in life, and this is what I need. And I feel like that's how I am with all my shows. Like when I do a show, I pick my music and my mixes and stuff off of how I feel and how my life is going at that moment. And so, like, for me, it was like I did a gospel number and I did a Miranda Curtis number. So to do a gospel number, and you know how Miranda Curtis to get you, she'll take you left, and before you know it, you been left the folks. And that's what happened for me. The first time I did it, I was like, girl, I'm gonna just do this number. I'm gonna just get it over with because it's in my spirit, and I got to get it out.
Mm-hmm.
And when I did the number, and baby, I was tore up in the middle of the floor. I was all on my knees and everything. It's on my page.
Okay.
Like I was took down because at that point and moment in time, I needed that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And you needed
I
to
needed
share
that.
it.
I needed to know that God was still faithful. I still needed to know God is still good. I still needed to know that God still hears me, that he can still heal me, that he can still deliver me, that he can still bring me out. I needed to know that God is still an unchanging God, that he is the same today, yesterday, today, and forevermore. Like I needed to know that. And it was like the moment I did that song, I was able to know that, because baby, I left it all on that floor. And I don't know about nobody else, but when I be doing gospel songs, I be talking to the Lord in my gospel songs. When I do my number, I be talking to the Lord, because I tell you in a minute, listen, I'm a gospel kid. I'm a preacher's kid, baby. My grandmama was a pastor. I'm tell you right now, baby, if that song get real good for me, I be done left y'all. I be done left y'all. And baby,
I like to see it. I love to see it. I love
be
to
having to close my eyes.
I'm telling you, I'm a fan of the Spirit moving. So
baby, it'll be
if
me
I
and
can
Jesus.
do anything to help it move, then I'm gonna help it move. Okay.
Baby, I'm trying to tell you, I'm just telling you right now, baby. You see me give me a piece and cut me a piece, baby, just move. Let me be in me and God, because I'm talking to God right now.
Okay. Well, you know what, and that brings me to the Thanksgiving show that we did. I really appreciate being able to be on that show. I was able to go to another level myself. Thank you so much for providing the opportunity. So with your new entertainment brand, this is what we're going to have, really a mixed bag of people doing what's on their heart to do, what's in them to do. And I believe that brings a much better entertainment value.
It does, because when I first started, I was just doing straight R&B, but I listened to all different type of music. So I'm like, I don't want to keep doing the same thing. That's the reason why you have a lot of entertainers. Now when you turn in your mixes, they listen to them, because you have a lot of entertainers that doing the same song over and over again, because they're doing what's popular, and you can't fool the crowd. If you're not feeling it, if you're not into it, it might be a popular song, but if you're not selling it and entertaining them, they're not going to buy it. And you
Right.
have a lot of entertainers, that's why they get burnt out, because unless somebody is requesting you to do a special request, I don't want to keep hearing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. If you're passionate about your craft, learn a new song. And a lot of people don't like
Sing
that.
a new song. Now,
Learn a
that's
new song,
in the
or
Bible,
mix it.
Lane Tasia. Sing a new song, okay?
Ah,
Or
Sing-
mix it.
sing-
Or mix it. Mix it.
they said it on
Or
Sesame
mix it,
Street.
or remix. A new
They
song or
said it on
remix.
Sesame Street. Sing, sing our song. Yeah, ma'am.
Mix it. Mix
Okay.
it. And you know, a lot of people think that you're attacking certain entertainers when you say that, but even the crowd gets tired of hearing the same thing. I don't care how good you are, how good you twist and turn or whatever. Challenge yourself. It's okay to challenge yourself sometimes. You might not get as much money as you did on that last show that you did with the popular song, but you challenge yourself. You switched it up.
Right.
And,
And one thing you see Beyonce drop a new album, what, every year or every year and a half or something. If Beyonce was still singing no, 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 and yeah, 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 baby, she would not be nobody at all. So
No.
you have to definitely come with the fresh.
Yeah, you have to reinvent yourself. What sounded good to that certain generation when you were doing shows, this a whole nother different generation. You know what I'm saying?
Well, speaking of that, what about the new generation as they are coming up? I mean,
Ooh.
I'm seeing different it's not just drag queens, it's not just drag kings. I mean, everybody doing shows now.
It's a Donald's drag. It's straight drag.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Drag has evolved in such major ways, and doing shows have evolved in such major ways to the point where everybody that really want to perform, that know how to drag, everybody don't want to put on wigs and makeup and hair. Everybody don't want to be just wearing suits and stuff. Some people just want to get up there and lip sing and get them a piece.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Some people just want to feel like just for the moment. You know what I'm saying? Then other people, they don't want to make a career of this. Some people just love to do it because it's what they love.
Just want to do it, right?
There
That's
ain't
me.
nothing
That's
wrong with
me.
that.
I want to just get out there and do what I be doing in my living room.
And be free.
And you know what I'm saying? Some people, as you get in this business, people will ruin that for you.
Mhm.
People will suck the joy out of why you love drag and want to do
Yes.
drag.
I love the tradition of drag, just the tradition of why it even came to be, because it is, it is a gem of the LGBT community, more so because of the oppression, because we were not allowed to go with our partner, and be openly gay.
Yes.
At the concerts and in the ballrooms and at the music hall, we couldn't dance with each other. They just now in the last 10 or 15 years started letting them go to the prom with each other and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's ever evolving, but it's also giving, opening up the doors for crucial conversations,
Yes.
with people in the community, with people who have families. The Marriage Act was just passed to where our marriages are protected. Now we're having children, we're adopting children. All of that needs to be addressed and protected in the right way to where we have the same rights as everyone across the country. And really the only way to do that is to let them know, look, we're here. Okay, this is real. We have children, we have jobs, we have homes, we want to build businesses, we want to build legacy, and in our community, and really to keep it going as a safe place. Okay.
Yes.
Well, baby, let me just say this.
Mhm.
All y'all that's concerned about people being gay and having families and stuff, well, let me just say this. If you so much concerned about people being gay, then baby, half of y'all gonna lose half of y'all doctors. Half of y'all gonna lose half of y'all gonna lose half of your judges, half of your police department, half of you gonna lose your drug dealers, half of you gonna lose your hairstylists, your beauticians, your nail techs.
Wow.
Y'all gonna lose your plugs.
We don't need to lose any of that. What we need to do is just make it a safe place for people to be who they are, so that they can properly nourish and nurture and
But
bring
people,
their family.
but that's like light years from now
Yeah,
because people
that is.
don't want to make it.
We got to start somewhere.
That is because I think the worst thing that I heard somebody say is they rather live next door to a pedophile than a homosexual. So you telling me you can sleep good at night knowing that the person lived next door to you might touch your little boy.
Mm-hmm.
Besides two grown up consensual adults loving each other, you sleep
Because
good with
the
that.
pedophilia is
Minding their damn business.
Sick.
right. The pedophile stuff is secret. Okay, he do everything in the dark. He do what he wants,
Family secrets.
or whatever. Right. They do their work in the dark. They do their thing in the dark where can't nobody see them, and it hasn't been put out there. But you have an openly gay couple. Their love is real. Their love is shown. They probably, because of that, they're probably going to have a lot more respect for your child. Okay, and not hurt your child with their lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference. I've always hated the comparison of pedophiles and
Yeah,
homosexuals.
it's sick to
That's
me.
always just been
It's sick
just
to me. And I asked somebody, I said, so when you get buried in your casket, is we gonna be in there with you? Or are you gonna have room for all this negativity? This gay couple that you cannot stand, that you condemning them to hell.
right.
Like it's weird to me. And that's the reason why I say a lot of it starts within the circle. Like I have a son, you know what I'm saying? And I tell my son to be himself, be proud of it. Like when me and you were talking, like this community, like we do the shows, we do a lot of this and we do a lot of that. Do we have a safe haven for the youth? Because when they leave the door, especially a gay black male, he has 2 strikes against him. Well, really 3. He's black, he's a male, and he's gay. So do we have like a safe haven for them? Or are we repeating that repeat cycle of toxicity if we're down talking and judging each other, and you don't know you talking about this person to this person, that person, and your son or your daughter over there are gay as hell. And
right. And they identify with everything that you're saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That anything negative about the situation.
Yes.
I love your baby. I really do. He is such a sweet boy. And I really can appreciate how he is and how you are with him, and opening up a safe place for him to interact with your friends.
Yeah, because I didn't have it. The streets raised me. You have a lot of people back then. I'm 44. We will run away from home. We will be in certain dangerous situations just to be around our own kind, just to be around our own kind. And that's to me where the show started back then. We started entertaining each other in the living room and all that back in the day.
Yes, ma'am, because we used to have house pageants and house shows, everything.
Yes.
Wow.
Baby, we wasn't going to no clubs doing no pageants and shows. Bitch, everybody would get dressed up and come to the house. And while we would sit around at the house, and play cards and spades and shit at the house.
That's what I'm saying.
If you was real good with the crew, we would go out to South Dallas to Nunu house. When Nunu used to have that old big old party house in South Dallas. And baby, everybody go outside, upstairs, downstairs, on the side, in front yard, and be fucked up. We used to have house shows at the house. We used to have pageants and stuff at the house.
That's what we did. That's how you found out who was cheating on each other when that sleeping in my bed came on. Yeah, we knew somebody did something, nigga. Certain songs. She throwing a hint.
That's the part of the community that I missed. I didn't get none of that.
You didn't get none of that?
That I had, because even in coming out in the early 90s when I was in college, I still went right back in because there was no guidance. I was like, I saw some stuff at the club that sent me right on back into the closet, shut the door, nailed it shut. Okay. I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this because it was intense, and the guidance was kind of not there unless it was, and you did have those people that are out there. But just for some of us that weren't involved in the performance community and was just out here trying to find our way, baby, I did a complete 360. I was like, okay, I'm out of here, because I saw some stuff that raps, and I was like, oh no, I don't think I'm be able to do that one.
But you know, that's where the families came into play. The gay families, you know, I'm telling you, especially when you know a lot of people you was in a church home. You grew up in the church home. You created your own family. That's the reason why it's so important to a lot of the LGBTQ community, the families, because that really was your family. We don't slept on each other floors. We don't slept on each other couches. We snuck each other in and out. We don't raise money to pay your rent. We did this. And back then, your business wasn't everybody's business. If you was short on rent, if you needed help, didn't nobody know. But it's like now, since it's more out there in the social media, it's like
the glue is missing.
You can't, baby. The way things are now, you can't tell a hoe let you borrow $20 tomorrow. But bitch, by the time you ask for that $20, everybody and their granny gonna know you asked for that $20.
Well, you're gonna see a post. You're gonna see a post. I cash out you 20, not 1996 or however cash out take it.
And then I mean, you know, but we could get on it, and because I got some complaints, but I'm not gonna hold you guys too much longer. We've been on for about an hour and a half. I really appreciate you coming and sharing your stories. We'll have to do this again. I think Tammy has been a regular guest. So anytime, whether I ask you, Tasia, or whether you just feel like you want to get something off your chest, anything spiritual, that's what this platform is for. Okay. I love to talk. People know I can sit up here and talk by myself for 2 hours. Just talking to me, looking at me, saying, you know, so, but that's what it's for.
Oh, and sis, I want to thank you because you gave me my first interview for the Unlock Secrets thing. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Absolutely. We've been supporting each other, and that's what I want to continue and to be multiplied, you know, for us, you know, people, like-minded people having the same goals and working together, you know, to create some type of positive change. Do you agree, Tasia?
Yes, Lord.
All right.
I agree.
I'm gonna let you guys have a final word. Tammy, you go first, and then Tasia, I'll let you end the show out.
All right.
I love everybody. That's it. I love everybody.
Amen. And that's the place that you want to get to where you don't harbor any hard feelings or hatred in your heart for anyone, because you never know who's gonna need you, or who's gonna need that piece of love that you have for them.
And that's what it is.
All I have to say is, don't give up. Don't quit. It may get hard, it may get rough, and it may get tough. But remember, if God promised it, He said it, He meant it. And that's enough for me.
All right, John.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Okay, well, thank you for joining me again here on Listen Honey Child on Hot Pink Pride Radio, Pride Media. This is a forum, okay, for the LGBT community and beyond. So please reach out. Our email address is honeychild.ministries@gmail.com. And I look forward to seeing you guys again. Thank you. Thank you. All right, y'all. And y'all can Unlock Secrets still on Amazon, right?
Yes. And in my trunk. And in
Tammy's trunk. So it's a very good read if you haven't had a chance to take a look. Well, thank you again for joining me, you guys. We'll talk with you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.